Welcome to The Jeweler's View. I'm Courtney Gray, metalsmith, educator, and creative business strategist. After 25 years in the jewelry industry, running one of the country's top metalsmithing schools, coaching artists, advising companies and organizations, and hosting interviews with some of the best in the craft, I finally created the kind of support I wish I'd had from the start. This podcast is a part of that. Each week, I share the lessons I had to learn the hard way so you can build a rhythm that supports your creative work, your values, and the life and business you actually want. Find tools, coaching, and my Transform course at CourtneyGrayArts.com, and let's get to work. This episode is supported by Gesswein, a fourth-generation company built by people who understand what it means to make things by hand. Whether you're polishing a one-of-a-kind ring or running a full shop, their tools, training, and support help you work smarter without losing the soul of your craft. You can learn more at Gesswein.com. Hey friend, it's Courtney. Welcome back to The Jeweler's View, where we talk about this wild, winding, sometimes glorious, sometimes why the hell am I doing this again, path of being a maker. Years ago, I had a student. I adore her. She walked into the studio one morning looking like she'd been through a war. She dropped her bags on the floor and said, "Courtney, my tent blew over in a rainstorm yesterday at this event I was doing. I spent 2 hours in the mud trying to save my displays while people just walked past. I swear, if I have to do one more show, I'm done with this." Honestly, I believed her because if you've ever done shows or you do shows now, you know the look. That I'm dehydrated, overhandled, and spiritually exhausted look. And what she asked me next is exactly what I want to talk to you about today. Is there any other way to sell my work? Because I cannot keep doing this. And the answer is yes, absolutely yes. You do not have to build your entire business on shows. You do not have to drag your tent across a gravel parking lot at dawn. And you do not have to talk to that one guy who always says, "I could make that," ever again. So today I want to walk you through what's actually working for jewelers who are selling consistently without doing shows at all. And if as we talk through this, you start feeling that I'm overwhelmed already, feeling rise up again, I want you to go back to episode 25, the back burner it technique. You don't have to make these shifts now. Back burner it. This is a lifesaver when you're juggling 10 ideas or thinking I should go in this direction or that, and you're trying to just pick one. All right, let's dig in. So let's start with the first one, word of mouth. But not the vague tell your friends thing. I mean intentional, deliberate word of mouth. Here's what works. Give people the words that they can use. They want to support you. Trust me, you have a lot of people in your orbit who are ready to support you. They just don't know what to say or maybe how to do it. Try this. Hey, if you ever think of someone who'd love handmade or custom-made jewelry, feel free to send them my way. No pressure, no weirdness, just open the door. The truth is, your customers love feeling like insiders. Let them be a part of your creative world. This can be done with grace. It could be a great connection tool for those that are in your world and want to support you. Number 2 is gold. And it's the number one way my clients make consistent sales without shows. Collector preview emails. You can also do this on social media if you have a good following there. It looks like this. Hey, I just finished something and thought you might like a look before I share it anywhere else. That's it. You're not asking them to buy. You're giving them a moment of feeling special, exclusive, connected to you. A few reminders. Send 1 to 3 pieces max. Don't overload them with here's 50 pieces to choose from. Mention why you thought of them. Make it personal. Find that connection. And don't push You don't have to pitch, just share. People love behind the curtain moments. It builds trust faster than any Instagram post ever will. Inside Transform, we build systems for this, but today, just start with one person you genuinely thought of. Number 3, DM selling, but not the weird or creepy kind. DMs are where human connection happens, not the cold pitch version. We don't really do that. The real version looks like responding to their comment on a post that you made, sharing a small update, offering info when they ask, of course, and keeping it very human, authentic, and real. If someone comments, "Oh my God, I love this stone," you might say, "Thank you. If you ever want to see it up close, I can send you a quick video." That's it. You're not cornering them. You're not forcing a sale. You're just being a person. Number 4 is my favorite for introverts. I think I'm an introvert extrovert, but well, that's for another show. Small virtual events. So this way, you're literally not even leaving the house. You don't have to plan a full presentation. This can literally be you, your work, a glass of wine, if that's your jam, and 6 to 7 people on Zoom. Done. Keep it tight, like 20 to 30 minutes, 5 to 7 pieces that you want to show, and tell 1 or 2 stories, maybe about the making, or I made this one after a walk when the light hit the hillside just right. Make it an experience for them. People love that. It connects them to your work and to you. They're not buying your jewelry alone. They're buying the meaning behind it, the emotion. People buy because of emotion. They're buying the meaning behind it. Buying is an emotional process. Number 5 is the sleeper hit, collaborations. You know who already has your people. Local boutiques, yoga studios, maybe, wine shops, hairstylists, home goods stores, a painter friend or a photographer friend. Collaborations bring in cross-pollination, and it works beautifully for jewelers. Here's an example. Perhaps you could partner up with a local cafe for a coffee and jewelry morning. Nothing fancy, just community, connection, and your work displayed out in the wild. People can actually come by, touch it, try it on, or do a color story with a painter. Your blues with their blues. You get their audience and they get yours. Everybody wins. So you might look at local artists outside the jewelry world who also are looking to sell their work without doing tent pop-up shows. Here's why this works, because it's not about selling harder, it's about connecting deeper. The jewelers who are thriving right now are the ones who build real relationships. They follow up, they stay top of mind. They talk like humans, not like salesmen, and they plant small seeds every single week. This is the long game. I'm not saying you're going to sell 20 pieces like you might at a show. But the irony is you often see results much faster than you think. This is exactly the deeper work that we do in Transform and I work on with my coaching clients, helping you build systems that match your energy and your lifestyle. No forcing yourself into some hustle until you collapse model. That's not the vibe here. If you're heading into the new year thinking, I want a different approach to sales, one that actually fits my life, my one-on-one coaching spots are open. We map out what works for you, not some generic formula. If that sounds right, reach out, ask questions, schedule a one-on-one 30-minute consult, and see how I can help with all of this. There's a lot to juggle here, my friends. I'm in your corner. Okay, so here's your action step this week. Choose one of these 5 selling methods. Just one. Try it one time. That's it. You don't need a giant strategy. You don't need a whole new brand deck. You don't need to rewrite your entire business. You only need to start. Start shifting gears a little bit here and there. Selling without shows is not only possible, it's often better, more personal, more profitable, more time in the studio, less time juggling and planning shows. And it could be more in alignment with the kind of life that you want to build. Next week, we're going into something I know you're going to love: how to build a cohesive 3 to 5 piece collection that actually looks like it came from the same artist. This is where it all starts to click. Thanks for being here. Keep going, keep planting seeds, keep trusting that the small moves are going to add up, because they are. I've got you. I'll see you next week. Onward and upward. I've always said this industry runs on connection and good partnerships. That's why I'm proud to partner with Gesswein, because they show up for makers, stores, and manufacturers every single day. They don't just sell tools, they help you use them better. Visit Gesswein.com to see what's possible. Thanks for listening to The Jeweler's View. If today's episode gave you something to think about, consider sending it to a friend or share it on social and tag me at Courtney Gray Arts. You'll find tools, coaching, resources, and the Transform course at CourtneyGrayArts.com. And if no one's told you this lately, remember, you're not behind. You're becoming exactly the kind of maker your business needs. And that kind of depth, it takes time. I'll be back next week, same time, same tough love. Onward and upward.
A night of singing bowls and stories untold. Yeah, here's to the dreams and how we make them, to howling at the moon, to worries and loss, sitting in solitude, feeling a little bit pissed off. Here's to the grace we have awakened. And I say, ride, ride the wave, ride, ride the wave, ride, ride that wave. We know tomorrow